What's up, everybody? Maik Wiedenbach here. Today we're talking about peak week, or water, carbs, and salt. Salt, water, carbs. So this being summer, people come to me and say, oh Mike, I have this show, I have this beach party, I have this pool party, whatever. I want to look great. I think I should cut my carbs and cut the water and then carb. I'm like, well, you can do that if you want to look awful. And they're like, what? I gotta cut the water, man. No. If you cut the water and the carbs and the salt, you look like a spider. What? Yes. So people deplete the carbs, right? They're starting on Monday. We're assuming Saturday is the big event. First of all, depleting carbs to zero is a huge mental cluster, because the physique changes so much you don't know what you actually look like, and then you don't know how much you should carb up. So then comes the big carb up Friday night before the show, which is too short because you need at least 48 to sometimes even 72 hours to fill it back out. So now the athlete doesn't really know where he stands. So from there on, the carb up sometimes is even dry without salt. Well, if you don't have water, then the carbs can't go into the muscle, so they sit in your belly, sucking out even more water from the muscle. You look like a spider, okay? So let's not do that. Let's talk about the three elements: water, carbs, and salt. So water, when you cut it, it comes from two places. From under the skin, yay, I'm looking awesome, it comes from the skin, and from the muscle, okay? So water coming out of the muscle deflates your muscle. The muscle gets smaller. You have no control where it comes from. Even with diuretics, you do not know. So you'll be deflating your muscle. That's a problem. Furthermore, the less water you drink, the more the body will hold on to the water, especially under the skin. So the hormone aldosterone will go up, which regulates sodium and water, and it will give you a nice, flat, watery, awful physique. So, can we agree that cutting water is a dumb idea? Good. Now, as for carbs, like I said, I don't like these extreme drops. Carbs keep the muscle full. So generally speaking, when you're doing a peak week, whatever has gotten you in good shape to like a week before the event, you shouldn't mess with it all that much, okay? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, most people mess their physiques up during peak week because they think if they can do something magical, it's actually gonna get a lot better, but it won't, okay? So the peak week is primarily there to rest and let the body recoup and look great. So carbs are needed to fill you out. So the carbs I would run somewhere like, let's say our guy eats 200 carbs normally in his diet. So then Saturday being the big event, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'd have him eat like 150, depending where he's at. And then Thursday, Friday, put him up to 270, 280. So he'd be a little bit depleted and then just nice and full, okay? Where does sodium fit in? Sodium transports the carbs and binds the water. So sodium pulls water in, potassium pulls the water out. If you disrupt the cycle, then the water comes out, and then people take potassium pills to make it even worse. Basically, then the blood pressure sinks, there's less pressure in the vessel, you can't get a pump, and it's also very dangerous. So sodium has to be kept in. People believe that when they eat sodium, they're gonna blow up, okay? So first of all, even if you cook all your food yourself, you will be consuming some sodium. But let's say you magically somehow avoided all sodium for like a week and then eat some sodium. People believe it's like, you know, these movies when there's like an airplane and one guy shoots the other, they shoots out the window, and there's the draft, everybody gets sucked out and the draft goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. But I think it's the same with salt. It's like you're loading water till you're 400 pounds. No, you begin like 1 pound, 2 pounds, you know. Sometimes clients come to me and they say, oh, Mike, I ate so much salt last night, I gained 5 pounds. I'm like, no, you just ate too much food, you know. So that's very minimal, you know, unless you have certain medical conditions, but that's not the case of the topic here. So salt stays in. You never take it out, you never mess with it, because then you can store the carbs. So training wise, Monday, Tuesday, light upper body, light cardio, 10-15 minutes. Wednesday, whole body circuit, posing. And then Thursday, Friday, light, pump, posing, I think 20 minutes, just to move the carbs into the muscle, not to burn them off. You don't want to train so much that you have to eat more carbs to actually carb load. And then let's say your big event is on Saturday, 2 p.m. So you would be eating proper meals, let's say 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 maybe, like steak, potato to have some potassium, salt the steak, some sodium. And then about 2.5 hours, you will start nibbling like, gummy bears. Or I have this container of pretzels, some salt, just to stay full. But in general, you have to remember that salt, water, and carbs is what keeps the muscle full and makes it looking awesome. So you don't want to mess with it, A, for health reasons, like people have died from diuretics and dehydration backstage. And also mentally, it's difficult to gauge. Let's say by Wednesday, you're completely dehydrated and low carbed and you look like shit. You don't know if you're gonna look great by Saturday. Whereas if you slowly cruising into the show, looking better every single day, then your confidence level will be much higher going into the show or into the pool party. And then you finally get to talk to that girl or whatever it is that you want to do, as opposed to doing some drastic measures that the body can't simply handle, okay? So, in a nutshell, don't cut water. I know this goes against what everybody else is telling you, but water moves, okay? So when people say, oh, I'm holding too much water, it's like, you're fat, dude. It's not water. Because let's say somehow you had too much water, and assuming you don't have kidney issues or you're a healthy person, a quick whole body workout will move the water into the muscle and you sweat the rest out, right? So there wouldn't be a situation where you're just like, whoa, too much water, where's all the water go, right? So that is nonsensical. And carbohydrates, in the last week, you wouldn't be overeating to get fat. You have done so much training that's not doable. And by the same token, it wouldn't also be a situation where you could store too many carbs because there's only so much room, But not being fully carved up and watered up makes you look worse. And then all the work you did the 15 weeks leading up goes down the drain just because you listened to some protocol that simply was unscientific, okay? So keep in mind, you don't mess with water, salt, and carbs. You keep the training light, you rest as much as you can, you work on your posing, and you look great. And if you win, you write me and you thank me. You say, Mike, I watched your video, love the YouTube channel, I subscribed, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.